Approximately 60 million women are missing in India. 60 million, that is. Sunny Hundal, a political blogger for The Guardian and The Times, wrote a disturbing e-book about it. India dishonored, a nation's war on women. Triggered by the death and the gang rape of a young female student in a New Delhi bus, he felt he needed to speak up. Sunny, welcome to TEDxAmsterdamWomen.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. How can 60 million women be missing?
Well, I looked at the demographics of India and the population, and I figured out that there were 33 million women missing just to equalize the number of men and women in India. There are less women in India than there are men.
How come?
Well, because there's a whole range of things. It's girls being, fetuses being aborted before they're born, girls being killed at birth, girls neglected as they're growing up. This is because in India, women are traditionally seen as a liability. They're a financial strain on the family. And so a lot of families in India don't want to have girls. They don't want to have daughters when they're growing up because they fear that it's going to cost them too much money.
And the killing and the abortions, is it commonly known or is it a public secret?
No, it's very commonly known, but not enough is done about it. It was banned, it's been banned in India for years. So, for example, abortion is not easily allowed, sex selection certainly is banned, but nevertheless people get around the legal system and they still, they find out whether they're going to have a daughter or a boy before it's born, and then if it's a daughter, they abort it. So this is very common in India, unfortunately, and it's been going on for 20, 30 years, and not enough is done to clamp down on it, and not enough is done to help girls as they're growing up, because a lot of women die when they're young, because they're neglected by families who just don't want to bring them up.
You say 20, 30 years, so it's recently a new attitude against women.
It's got worse over the last 20, 30 years because of sex selection and because the technology has made it easier for families to find out the sex of their baby before it's born and then have the abortion. But in fact, there are lots of other reasons too, because of technological change, migration from villages to cities, the inflation, and the cost of living. All these reasons make it much less likely that a family wants to have a daughter, but it's been happening for the last 50, 60 years, but it's actually accelerated in the last 20, 30 years. So the point of my talk is to say that actually in India things are getting worse for women, not better.
And then this violent gang rape in a New Delhi bus. Why was it that it's this moment you felt you needed to speak up?
Well, there's been, in India, there's been movements for years trying to raise awareness of what's going on in India and the violence against women there. And it was after the gang rape that I wrote this book for The Guardian on it. And I felt that I needed to add my voice to on this issue because so much of it was going on. The fact that 60 million women are missing is a genocide. And so I felt like more people had to speak out, more men had to speak out about violence against women, and also try and inform people about what was going on in India and say we need to find ways to deal with this problem.
Do you feel this can change over time?
It can change, and the change will be driven by women of India providing jobs to women. I mean, my thesis is that it's not enough that women are educated, because in India education simply can mean better marriage prospects for women. Doesn't necessarily mean they become financially independent. Yes, so actually the answer is financial independence, and my aim is to tell people that we have to empower women into jobs. That's the only way they get financial independence, and that's the only way they can escape the cycle of violence.
And the gang rape in this New Delhi bus was big news worldwide. How was it looked upon in India?
I mean, it was certainly a massive piece of news in India. There were riots, there were lots of vigils in India. People were angry. There's been discussion over the last year, and the anniversary is coming up, so there'll be more discussion about it. Unfortunately, not enough has changed. The law has changed to a certain degree, and there's a lot more action on this issue. But the big problem, which is the sex selection, which is the killing of infants, which is the way the girls are brought up when they're brought, that has not changed, and that needs to change. And the only way to change that is to give people the view, or make people understand that women can be assets, not just a financial drain on family. And the only way to make that happen is to have them become more financially independent.
Your parents are from Indian origin.
Yes.
Did you already focus on the region?
I focused initially on South Asian women who lived in the UK, so I used to write a lot about issues such as forced marriages, such as honour killings in in the UK. And so I was really frustrated by this very conservative and regressive attitudes within Asian families in the UK. And that needed to change.
That's still a fact.
That is still a fact. It's not as bad as India, of course, but it's still there, you know, and I wanted to focus on that, and I campaign on issues in the UK. But after what happened last year, I started focusing more and researching more on what was going on in India.
And if you are in India, do you see some of the changes already?
Yeah, I just came back from India a few weeks ago, and I met some amazing women who are just, you know, doing fantastic work, not just at NGOs, but starting up companies, providing jobs for women, you know, recruiting women, getting them from the slums and educating them and then giving them jobs. And, you know, that's why I say that actually it's women who are going to be the drivers of change in India. And, yeah, there are some fantastic women who are doing stuff. It's not enough, unfortunately, but they're the future.
Women, the drivers to change in India. Thank you very much.